Well, Darrell, just very briefly back to the other night. It must be incredibly frustrating even when you're watching it back.
Yeah, first things first though, for me the last 20 minutes was not acceptable. I think over the course we can sit here as much as you like against Scunthorpe, against Barnet, the post 5 times in the 3 games and blatant penalty, but it's immaterial. It's immaterial, we didn't go through. The underdogs won yet again. Got loads of disappointed fans out there, and first things first, I have to pick myself up off the canvas and then pick my fan base up on the canvas, and we can only do that by getting out on the pitch and putting a bit of pride back in the shirt. It's obviously a black cloud over the club at the minute. I take responsibility of that. Football inside's not been good enough. The results haven't been good enough, and we have to reboot and go again.
I don't know if you heard, but the chairman was on with Jeff last night, giving you the vote of confidence, saying that they're very happy with the work you're doing.
I think rightly so. It's one of those for me, isn't it? You're always going to lose a minority of supporters, but I think the majority of supporters have been fantastic with me. I think they appreciate that I've shown them loyalty. 2 years ago, could have gone to a massive championship club, but I showed them loyalty, kept around on assurances that the club would be moving forward, which we haven't done as of yet. And obviously work behind the scenes, but certainly them assurances I was given haven't come to fruition at the minute. So as a manager, I think I've earned a little bit of loyalty without wanting to sound too arrogant, because I'm not an arrogant person, but that can only last for so long as well. I'm a realist. Results have to turn, and they have to turn quickly as well, where I appreciate support from whatever means, but we got to keep building and working hard to build this football club properly, and making sure it's not about me. I've always said it's not about me, it's about the football club and what's best for the football club, what's best for our supporters. For quite a few years now we've been let down, and we're letting them down on the football pitch as it stands over the last 6 months.
And there's a bit good and bad news with the training ground. It seems that the new one is not moving on a pace, but at least you've got the Friends Life one for another year.
Yeah, it is a positive, but that's only one pitch we can use it there at any one time. So certainly still not great of where I think a club of this size should be, and they know that. The owners know that. They're well aware of that, because I made my feelings known. The 23s have very rarely changed on grass. They're on 4G. I think the youth setups hasn't trained on grass all season. We're trying to change that around, because we want to be producing better players, but you play football on grass. We don't play on 4G in these countries, unless maybe an odd FA Cup game where you might play on 4G. So there's loads of areas we need to improve on and off the pitch.
Yeah, and that lack of progress must be a frustration. I know it is to a lot of fans. It must be similar to you, because you'd love a new stadium and a lovely training ground.
Of course it is, very very much so, because I think it needs that to move it forward properly. But let's not excuse the results this season as well. Certainly from my perspective, and my job is to make sure that's been better. I don't like saying it, but we could do with a little bit of rub of the green at some points of the season. I don't think we've had a fair share yet this season, but that's all immaterial. We've got to make our own luck. We've got to work hard, and the only thing you get getting the mindset right. And I've got a big job on my hands. I've got a hell of a pick me up job. I've got myself off the canvas, like I say. Now I've got to pick the squad up that are hurting, pick the staff up that are hurting, but more so pick our supporters up.
Is it almost a good thing that you're going away to Charlton, all the sort of the size of squad, the size of club that you're coming up against? You know how tough that's going to be.
Listen, it's a tough day. At the best of time, we're going to Charlton. We're on the back of a bad cup run, but for me, we can go there as the underdog and see what we can do. See if we can get some points on the board. Quick turnaround, then a game against Gillingham on the Tuesday night. So we've got loads of work to be done. What I will be saying is, over my dead body, will I make sure this club don't drop back. I've got to keep working hard. We've worked very very hard on the football side of things over the last 4 years to get us back to League One, and we want to make sure that we retain our status and start climbing the league. There's loads of points to be played for, and I know we've got to get results quick.